Hello, fellow homesteaders. We are going to make some do-it-yourself natural fabric softeners today. I'm going to do the crystals first. Recall they came out with those at least at the stores in our rural area, so it probably took longer if you are suburban or urban homesteaders. And they smelled so good and looked so pretty, but one look at the label and kind of guessing what all was probably in there after learning a bit more about what chemicals and volatile organic compounds are included in our detergents and dishwashing soap and fabric softeners and everything else. I was not about to buy them. So I started trying to figure out a way to make my own. And they smell just as good. They take away the static cling. They keep your clothes nice and soft. So I've been making my own for quite a while. And I'm going to make them here in the sink because it can get a little bit messy when you spill things. You can keep them in a mason jar, any glass jar, or if you use plastic, a plastic container. I found the Ziploc baggie tends to work really well. It keeps everything in here nice and together. I don't have to worry about glass in the bathroom with grandkids and dogs getting into things or knocking things over. So I'm going to use a Ziploc baggie. I'm going to pour in now my half a cup of baking soda. And then we need to do 2 cups of Epsom salts. It took me forever to find Epsom salts last time I was at the store. They always came in that milk jug looking container. But now, at least our local Dollar Generals and Family Dollars, they come in little pouches. I walked right by them twice. So the nice girl at the store trying to help me. Okay, so we're going to pour in, if I don't drop it all, we are going to pour in 2 cups. I'm going to take that big chunk that fell in my seat. Pick some of it up here. The fact that it goes down my drain is not going to hurt a thing. Okay, so go ahead and scoop out. I dare to say that the little milk jugs with the spouts are much easier to use. And it can clump up a bit like brown sugar. So you want to kind of mush on it. Make sure you have not some big clump in there and get your amounts off. But if you get them off a little bit, it's not really going to hurt. You want to make sure you have enough and that the Epsom salts are not going to be overpowering for the baking soda. You can also use borax. It's not completely natural. It's not boric acid, but it's not completely natural. So I'm not using that today, but it works pretty well. So at this stage, I'm going to close my Ziploc baggie, another handy reason to use them, and mix them together. And even being careful, I got a clump. I may have a little bit extra Epsom salts in there, but not enough to really worry about. So I'm going to mix the baking soda and the Epsom salts together. Shake off any of the residue. Open my bag back up. And now it's time to put in your essential oils. You can use whatever ones that you want that are pleasing to you, or if there's any certain ones that you want to use because of their, not just their aroma, but their potential medical abilities. Because when you have clothing on your skin or you lay on your sheets anywhere else, you are, coming in touch with these fabric softeners in the same bad way as you did when you were using chemical ones. You can come into contact with them a good way. So if you're wanting to use something to infuse it into your skin for a moisturizer or an immune system booster or what have you, you may choose those ones, even if they don't smell as great. Unless you use tea tree oil, they're really not going to stink. Though you might not walk around smelling like tea tree oil, but it is very, very good for you as long as you don't overdo. And that's something else to think about when you are putting your oils in here. These towels or blankets or sheets are going to come in contact with small animals, young children. You do want to make sure that, just like when you're using essential oils in your home remedies, you're taking into account what may or may not be helpful or could be harmful in large amounts. Or if you're a nursing or pregnant woman is going to be wearing these clothing or drying up with these towels or certain essential oils, which could be very detrimental to them as well. So some people make this and do 15 or 25, some even 30. I would suggest using 15 to 25 shakes or drops, because it's going to give you the nice fragrant scent that you want. It's going to help with keeping your clothes static free and soft. I mean, that's all part of the 2 solid ingredients. So with these, you're really just adding some nice attractive scent. I really don't think the oils do anything as far as helping with the static cling, but who knows, maybe they do. Go ahead and put a little bit more. I'm using lemon and rose and eucalyptus. Lots of times I'll use lavender or peppermint, sometimes chamomile. So that's all up to you what you want to use. And it smells really good now. I'll see if I can roll this bag up a bit. I have some oil on the side. And that I'm going to give them another shake so I can get all the oils back down in. But you can see it kind of, for lack of a better way to phrase it, I'm not sure that you can see it. Kind of looks like dog pee in the snow. I mean, that's what it looks like. You have the yellow tinge from the oils on top of the white Epsom salts and the baking soda. I do think I might want a little bit more. And be mindful when you're doing this. If you love oils, but you might be particularly sensitive to getting too much of them on your skin, this lemon I'll put in my hair and go outside to lighten it up in the warm weather months. And if I put a little bit too much on, immediately stings and burning. So you can become overwhelmed because these are very concentrated oils. So if you're going to be working with them, if you're sensitive to certain ones or you're concerned about, you can put some gloves on to make sure that you are not getting too much on your skin at once and overwhelming. And get too much of a good thing. So here it is in my bag. I'll try one more time. I don't know if you can tell the yellow tinge in there or not. And now I always mix the bottom first to get everything that was on top mixed in with my crystals here. And then I will shake up and down and back and forth. So I'm getting everything that dripped on the sides. The more you can get your oils drop straight down, the better. Not hitting off the sides of your baggie or your jar. Just flip it around a bit. That's really all you have to do. And then set it in your laundry room. And for a large load, or if it's a load that maybe isn't large, but something that does have a lot of static cling, or something that's coarse like a wool blanket, I use about 3 tablespoons per load. You can also use a coarse sea salt. I think that's a little bit pricier than using Epsom salts. But they work as well. And the sea salts give you more of the texture of a store-bought fabric softener crystal. If that's important to you, I've used them both. I don't see any difference in quality or how they attach to the essential oils to give a pleasant smell, one way or the other. Epsom salts are definitely cheaper than sea salts, even this one that came from Aldi. That's up to you and personal preference. If you're going to sit them out in your laundry room in a mason jar, the sea salts will look more attractive. Yeah, so, you know, there's aesthetic value there. If you're having a nice little shelf with some of your rustic homemade beauty products and laundry products, those might look nicer than this sitting there. But if you just want something that's natural and cheap that does the job, I would go with the Epsom salts.